saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, you know, and take out, just telling you.
That poor guy didn't check his portfolio and his own pension plan for state. It's beyond stupid what he did. He's talking down a 3.5% weighting in his own pension plan. I mean, what's the matter with that guy? He doesn't check the well-being of his own constituents in the state. I mean, that's their investment fund. Point, what a bozo.
Look, Tim Walz is a complete moron to me. I have to be very honest, and I'm not surprised why the American people did not choose him. Nothing against the vice president. With that said, Elon Musk employs 80+ thousand Americans. Most of them are working class people. The implications of the stock, let's say this were to continue on for another year, so I'm just throwing out a hypothetical. Will the company at some point have to decrease its workplace? Most of those people, I would imagine, probably vote for Democrats, at least some of them. So now you're impacting people who likely share your worldview because you disagree with Elon Musk. Don't buy the car. Just like those guys are saying, let's protest Anheuser-Busch, et cetera. We're just not going to buy their beer. I'm okay with that. But destroying public property, there is no place for that. I agree with Kevin. Lock them up and set an example that this is not what we're going to tolerate in this country.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Tampon Tim Sugar Walz, who at this point, I think he may be the worst politician of all time, right? At the national level, okay, we're talking about on a national stage. It is hard for me to think of a worse politician than Tim Walz, okay? Maybe Kamala Harris, okay? The person that picked him to be her VP, okay, which, you know, says a lot about her judgment, right, and why she's so bad. But again, I really think this guy, Tim Walz, is worse than Kamala Harris, okay? And that's a very, very, very hard thing to do. But anytime this guy is talking, right, anytime his lips are moving, he's either lying or he's making a mistake, right? He's saying something that he shouldn't say, that he's going to have to backtrack on, that he's going to have to take back, because he's very reckless when it comes to the things that he says in interviews, right? I mean, he's just not that good when it comes to just, you know, not putting his foot in his mouth, okay? Like, for example, we talked about Tim Walz and the comments that he made about Trump supporters, that he could kick all of our asses, right? He could kick our asses because he was upset with Trump supporters questioning his masculinity and his sexuality, right? And he put that out there, and Glenn Jacobs, the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, came out and responded by saying, yeah, I accept that challenge, right? Since you want to fight, right? Since you think that you can beat up all Trump supporters, let's do a wrestling match, okay? We can do Hell in a Cell.
So Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said that he could kick most Trump supporters' asses. Tim Walz.
When Governor Walz said that he could kick most Trump supporters' rears, in a WWE style match, actually, I figured that, well, I mean, I may as well call him on that. If you're going to say something like that, you have to expect someone's going to take up the challenge. So I challenged him to a charity wrestling contest.
Have you heard back?
I have not at this point. And that's unfortunate because I already have a corporate title sponsor. I'm serious about this. Lots of people have pledged money. I figure we could raise several $100,000 with this event, and it would all go to charity. We'd split the gate 50-50. Half would go to my charity, half would go to his. So it's a great opportunity actually to have some fun, but then also to benefit a great cause. Well, what Governor Walz said was completely inappropriate, and it needed to be called out. Obviously, the Democrats realize that in catering to the far left wing of their party, they have created a masculinity problem for themselves, which shouldn't come as a surprise. After all, they've been preaching for years that there's no difference between men and women. However, they believe that masculinity means that you get on TV and you talk tough and you drop the occasional curse word, and you go out and apparently being strong means that you burn down Tesla dealerships, which obviously that is not what being masculine or being tough is all about. In fact, they just look like petulant, spoiled little brats.
Right, and to my knowledge, Tim Walz has not responded to Kane's challenge, but we'll see, right? We'll see if manly man, I can totally fix a car, bro, Tim Walz responds. Okay, I don't think that he will. Okay, but again, that's not the only example that I have of Tim Walz putting his foot in his mouth, right? He also did so as well too when he came out and basically celebrated Tesla's stock declining. And again, you know, it's not all because of the left-wing protests, right? The domestic terrorism that's currently happening in this country, but some of it is. Regardless, Tim Walz has come out in support of the domestic terrorism because he essentially encouraged the left-wing radical lunatics to continue to commit these acts of chaos and destruction against Tesla, and then cheered on the stock declining, okay, which could result in Americans losing their jobs, okay, and also on top of that, it hurts his state's pension, right, his state's retirement fund, because Tesla is a part of their portfolio, which is something that Tim Walz apparently was too stupid and ignorant to realize. I mean, this guy apparently doesn't own any stocks, right? So, you know, again, he probably doesn't know anything about that. And this, again, is why he comes out and he says stupid things like that and roots against an American company, which, again, ends up hurting his own people, right? His own state retirement fund. And apparently he learned that he made a mistake by saying this because he admitted that he made a mistake just recently when it comes to his calls to tank Tesla stock. Take a look.
This guy bugs me in a way that is probably unhealthy, and but I have to be careful about being a smartass. I was making a joke. These people have no sense of humor. They are the most literal people. But my point was they're all mad, and I, said something I didn't, probably shouldn't have about a company. He is agreed. So I make the case. They're all butthurt about the Tesla thing, but they don't care the disrespect they have shown to employees at the Minneapolis VA who care for our veterans, and they fire them. They don't care. So we will have the conversation about efficiency in government and about doing that. But none of us believe for a second they're thinking about this. Oh, we fired everybody that's dealing with Ebola. And then he went into the Oval Office wearing a hat. I don't ever want to hear anybody talk about decorum and respect or that. Wearing a hat, coming in there, richest man in the world. Again, this maybe is just me. If I'm the richest man in the world, I'm like out on the streets handing out the money. It'd be fun as hell just to help people out. Go help people out. Not this guy. Not this guy.
Yeah. So Tim Walz is coming out and saying, it was just a joke, bro. What are you talking about? Me coming out here and celebrating Tesla's stock declining, encouraging more left-wing chaos and protests against Tesla. I was just joking, okay? But I should not have said it, right? I should not have said it. But I just don't like the guy. I really do not like Elon Musk. Now, again, he is backtracking here. Tim Walz is backtracking in ways that we've seen before, okay? This is the same guy who lied about his military rank. He lied about carrying weapons of war into war, okay? He lied about his DUI. He lied about how he had children, right? This guy has literally lied about everything. And every single time he says, well, I misspoke, right? I misspoke, okay? It was a joke. You guys didn't understand. I was actually trying to say something else. You didn't hear what I said, right? That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say something completely different. This guy is so ridiculous, okay? And one of the reasons why he may be backtracking on his comments is because Elon is saying, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm about to start suing. I'm about to start suing these Democrats for their reckless claims that are basically defamatory, right? That is what Elon Musk is now doing, or at least he claims he's going to do that. And I want to read about it because it's not just Tim Walz that is saying things that are out of bounds, right? But you also have Jamal Bowman, okay? We talked about this a little bit earlier this week, but let's read here. Top Donald Trump advisor and tech CEO Elon Musk said that he's had enough and that a lawsuit is inbound after a Democratic commentator called him a thief and a Nazi live on CNN this week. Former New York Congressman Jamal Bowman drew some on-air distancing from host Abby Phillip on CNN Tuesday after his inflammatory comments about Musk in a wild rant that went viral on social media. Quote, he's incompetent, he's a thief, he's a Nazi, and people don't trust him, period, said Bowman in a panel discussion on Thursday's CNN News Night. A few minutes later, as the contentious arguments between guests wrapped up, Phillip made a point of remarking to Bowman, I just have to say your opinion about Elon Musk is your opinion about Elon Musk. That effort didn't do much to stave off criticism. Again, this is Abby Phillip trying to save her friend here from his reckless comments on her show. Okay, but it's not enough, right? It's not enough. Among those responses, after a user shared the clip with the comment, a lawsuit waiting to happen, the Doge honcho replied, I've had enough, lawsuit inbound. Yeah, so this is what he said.
That's not true. And this shows, again, the American people do not trust Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is incompetent in his position. And how do we know? Because they fired tens of thousands of people, it was challenged in court. The court said the people have to go back, and now the people are coming back. He's incompetent. He's a thief. He's a Nazi, and people don't trust him. Period.
Wow. Sounds defamatory to me, right? When you call somebody a Nazi, right? That's not a matter of opinion, right? It's not a matter of opinion to say that person is a Nazi, right? That's not an opinion, right? Coming from Jamal Bowman. He was stating that as if it was fact, right? And he knows that Elon is not a Nazi, right? Calling somebody a Nazi when you can prove, like, Elon Musk can prove that he's not a Nazi. I mean, I think people understand what a Nazi actually is. Elon Musk is not that. And to just come out and say that unequivocally that he's a Nazi, yeah, again, you're getting into defamation territory, right? Especially on national television on CNN, okay? Musk's threat was met with many supportive replies and comments on the right, including Senator Mike Lee of Utah, who said Musk should sue Bowman into the Stone Age. Sue him. Defamation against conservatives can't go unaddressed or it will never end. Sue him into the Stone Age. Musk did not elaborate on any pending lawsuit and subsequent messages on X, but did retweet some user reactions, including one saying that the former congressman must apologize to Elon Musk for lying about him and the apology must be public on video. Jamal Bowman must apologize to Elon Musk for lying about him and the apology must be public on video. You can't lie about someone and defame his reputation like this. You spend decades building a reputation only for liars to take you down in a minute. Yeah, so, I mean, here's the thing, right? I don't think an apology should be enough, right? I think that Elon should just go ahead and move forward with suing this man into oblivion, right? I mean, you know, this dude is probably already broke. He's already jobless, okay? He ain't got a real talent outside of race hustling. Yeah, go ahead and sue this man. Go ahead and sue him, right? Go ahead and send this man into bankruptcy, okay? I'm just saying I would love to see it, right? So I don't think that Elon should wait for an apology. Don't be soft. This guy said what he said. He knew what he said was not true when he said it, but he said it anyways on national television, so he should face the consequences for it, okay? I'm sick and tired of seeing Democrats like Jamal Bowman skate by without facing consequences for their actions. This is the same guy that pulled a fire alarm in an attempt to disrupt an official proceeding that was happening in Congress and then lied to the police about it, right? And got a slap on the wrist. Got a slap on the wrist from police and from the GOP, the Republicans. They didn't kick the dude out. All they did was they gave him a strongly worded letter, okay, saying, we formally denounce this. That's all they did. I mean, he lost his election, so, I mean, it is what it is, but regardless, he should have been kicked out. So in this situation, you have Jamal Bowman claiming that Elon is a Nazi. You have woke lunatics who are committing acts of domestic terrorism while claiming that Elon Musk is a Nazi, right? Like, this is what they're doing. This is the justification for it. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, this honestly, this may be a strong defamation case, okay? Jamal Bowman is actually causing irreparable harm to Elon Musk and Tesla with his false claims, right? He's inciting violence, right? We have video evidence, video proof of people running around committing acts of terrorism while calling Elon a Nazi, right? Which we know is just not true. So I think Elon should just go ahead and sue, to be honest with you. Quote, you can't lie about someone and defame his reputation like this, the ex-user wrote. The incident occurs as Musk company Tesla is under siege by protesters and has become victim to arson and vandalism across the country, including with accusations of Musk being a Nazi stemming from an awkward gesture at the inauguration that critics quickly characterized as a Nazi salute, despite the violence that has prompted a PSA from the FBI regarding the safety of American citizens. There has been no concerted effort among Democrats or media to call for toning down rhetoric like Bowman's. Yeah, of course not, because they low-key support it, right? They're totally fine with it because they agree with the protest against Elon Musk, right? So, what we have here is Elon basically saying that he's going to start going after some of these Democrats who are defaming him, and I think that he should. They should be held accountable for their defamatory rhetoric that is leading to chaos, violence, and destruction in this country, right? So, the notes got to stink. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.